A Canadian-made lunar dust repellent landed on the moon this month aboard Firefly Aerospace's Blue Ghost lunar lander as part of a NASA-led study. The technology was developed by Integrity Testing Laboratory Incorporated, an Ontario-based company, and was launched from Florida in January, carrying samples coated with a special diamond-like coating designed to address a common lunar problem, dust. I was joined by Dr. Jacob Kleiman, President and CEO of Integrity Testing Laboratory Incorporated, to discuss what makes his company's coating effective in repelling moon dust and why it's necessary in a mission like this.
In the Apollo missions, it was clearly understood that the dust on the moon is a nasty thing. It sticks to everything. It's very fine in dimension. It's microns, and it can be charged. So whatever it's doing, when it sticks to, let's say, optical surfaces, thermal control surfaces, it changes the properties of the surfaces, and the instruments can't efficiently control the heat dissipation or heat absorbance. And plus, to the astronauts, it got stuck to the spacesuits. So there were a lot of problems, overheating equipment, and so on and so on, visibility obscuration, and so on. We have a special technology, special surface modification technology developed that when applied to materials, we create a surface that is it's a sort of a passive mitigation. Usually there are two ways you can prevent the dust from settling using passive ways or active. So our technology is more of passive. We prepare a surface that would be the surface, the work function of the surface is similar to the work function of the dust. And in that way, you kind of prevent the dust of settling on, and once the dust arrives on the surface, it kind of falls off.
We also asked what this mission means for his team, being the only Canadian company involved in this experiment, and what kind of insight he's hoping to gain from the data collected on the moon.
We got invited to participate in this experiment, and we provided basically a total of 4 samples plus some spares, that out of the 15 on each disk, 2 are our samples. And we're the only Canadian company on that experiment. The rest of the companies are all from States. So for us, it's very, very important that our samples will go to the moon, that we will get, the only thing that we will get back is the pictures that will be taken periodically of the samples and sent back to us and to other participants. What we did to understand better what's going on the moon, we have in our company a lunar environment simulator. We have a chamber where we can simulate most of the lunar environment effects: dust, vacuum, thermal cycling, UV, ultraviolet radiation. So we are organizing, we already did some, and we continue to do experiments on this, our dust mitigation materials and on other materials to see how they interact with lunar environment. When we will start to get back the data from the moon, we will be able to try to match these images that we got from the moon with the images that we'll get in our simulator, so we will understand better the conditions at which this dust settled on our experiment, on our samples.